Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm really excited because I got my Pat McGrath Mega. This is the Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity palette. I did end up picking this one up. I just really love the color story. Here's the color story. I really just love the color story of it and everything. You know me, I love pinks, I love purples, and there was a lot of those in here. Even though today I was going to try and branch out from pinks and purples, but I don't think I am because I feel like this shade needs to go all over my lid. It's like a duochrome of green and purple, and it looks like straight up green on the picture, but yeah, I think I have to put this all over my lid. So I'm very excited to try this out today and see if it's worth getting. I know some people said it doesn't have any of her special shades in here. And I know this section right here and then this section over here on the end. These are repeat shades from the Star Wars collection that she came out with, which I never got to pick it up because at the time I was like, hey, that's way too expensive. Why would anybody buy that? But I bought this. This was $78. Which I know a lot of people are ragging on the packaging. The sticker's a little crooked on the packaging. Along with the one on the back, you can see it's a little crooked too. People feel like for $78, they could at least cared a little bit more about the everything being straight. But yeah, and it comes with this huge mirror, you can see. Huge mirror. It's a huge, pretty big palette, I have to say. But they did have a code, so if you got it on launch day, I don't know, you might still be able to use the code. If you got it on launch day, you could use the code Celestial10 and it gave you 10% off. So it was $78, but I only paid $70 for it. And let's be honest, I didn't even pay it right away because anytime I get something from Pat McGrath, I use Affirm. That way you pay it monthly payments, and it's like $20 a month for 3 months, and then you've paid it off. Most of the time, I just pay it off when it's first due. I pay off all of it at one time. That way I don't have to worry about it. But I did get this one. They did have a highlighter in the collection too with this. But for some reason, they released this first before they released the other 3 mini palettes she did. She did another 3 mini palettes. I think there was like 4 lipsticks and a highlighter too to go with her holiday collection. But the highlighter, I guess they were releasing it in separate things. All the whole collection's available now though, and I don't think I'm getting the highlighter. I really wanted that highlighter. It looks like just a most gorgeous like rose gold pinky highlight, but if I think about it, I have that in my O4 Pillow Talk highlighter, so I don't really need the Pat McGrath one. Can it really be that good? And it's $65 for that. I cannot see myself spending $65 for the highlighter when I got this huge palette right here for $70. I paid $5 more and got all these eyeshadows. I think it's a little ridiculous that the highlighter costs that much. But it's Pat McGrath, so it's more luxury. This is more of like luxury makeup, so you have to be willing to pay the price if you want these awesome shades that she does. And I do have to say, the big palettes are worth it more than the little palettes. Unless there's a little palette where you absolutely love the color story. The bigger palettes have they have more shades and a more variety. I think it has the better shimmers in the bigger palettes than they do versus the smaller ones. But yeah. Anyways, I'm going to get started. I decided not to do my foundation first. I'm going to do my eyeshadow first today. I'm going to try to start doing it that way. That way, if there's any fallout, it's easier for me to just take one of my little makeup erasers and wipe it off with some primer or whatever. So I figured it would be easy to clean up fallout if I would stop doing my foundation first and then my eyeshadow. So I'm going to start doing my videos with eyeshadow first, and then I'm gonna go off screen and I'll finish up my face, and then I'll come back to give y'all the completed look. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm so excited for this collection. Oh, I didn't prime my eyelids. Let me prime my eyes first. I'm just gonna go in with my usual e.l.f. putty eye primer in the white shade. That's the shade I like the I like the nude shade, but I really like the white shade because I feel like when you have pastels or anything like that, then it's gonna help the shades pop just a little bit more to have a white base versus, you know, your nude base or skin tone color. It just helps anything that could be pastel to pop more. So, and I do feel like with these elf putty eye primers, a lot of people don't like them, but I feel like what you have to do is you have to use a brush and you have to go in lightly with the brush and just do like a light layer on your eyes. If you do too thick of a layer, it's gonna feel heavier on your eyelids, and I think you're just not gonna like it. But if you do just like going with the brush into your pot, you go in your pot with a brush. This is just the angled Moda Pro brush. It's the precision angle brush, and I just like it because the angle I feel like is perfect for my eye shape, and it was just like a perfect little brush for this, and I didn't use it for anything else. So, and I got this in a BoxyCharm, I believe, or not a BoxyCharm, an Ipsy Glam bag a while back. So, and that's what I've used it for that ever since. And these last forever. I've been using this one for a while now, and I don't even think there's like a little tiny dent in it, but these would last forever, I believe. Even though it doesn't seem like it looks like there's more product than there really is. If you look close, it's just a really thin layer. But I would definitely use a brush and just go with a thin layer over your eyelids. That way you don't get the heavy feeling that everybody says you get with it. But let's go in. I think I'm going to use my number 15, which is the medium-sized rougher brush. And I do like that, at least on this one, she didn't have the plastic inside that had the shade names on it. There's no plastic covering that has the shade names on it because I don't keep the plastic covering. I'm not going to keep the plastic covering for the shades. I like that she put it on the back of the palette this time. That's one thing I really like too. So at least I can look on the back and tell you which shade it is. So I'm going to go in first with this shade it's not Dragonfly. Venetian Orchid. I think that's what it is. Venetian Orchid. It's just this shade right here. And I'm just going to stick that all in my crease to be like my transition shade because there's only three mattes in this palette, so you have this one, you have another one which is a little bit darker. It's a little bit darker pink, which I'm going to try to stick in my outer crease. And then there's one that looks like a burgundy color. I feel like this medium brush from Rougher is just perfect for doing like your transition shades. I'm taking it a little bit over my crease so that way even when I'm looking straight forward, you can see the shade. This shade is definitely coming off darker on my eye than it shows in the palette. It looks like almost a pastel type of, like a darker pastel type pink, and it's coming off a little bit darker than you can see by looking at my eye that it's coming off darker than it was in the palette. But I like this shade. Now, I'm going to go with my Refer number 14 brush, and I'm going to go into that deeper shade. It's this one right here, and this one is Venomous Void. This is the name of that shade, which it looks like a very deep purpley pink shade. So as you can see, I'm going with my typical colors that I like on my eyes, my mauvey pinks. My mauvey pink neutral shades is what I like. I can't help it. This is gonna be like a very simple, easy look. I'm gonna go in with my little Tarte Mermaid brush that I've been using and my MAC Fix Plus to spray my brush for the shimmer shade that I want to use. I'm hoping it's more than a topper shade, but we'll see. Most of the times I look at those shades and I think they look so pretty, and then they're just like a topper type shade. So I'm going to go in with this shade here that looks like a duochrome type shade. And it's in Dragonfly. This one is Dragonfly. It looks like a purple green duochrome, so hopefully it turns out to be pretty pigmented on the eye. Oh my god, yes. I'm going to go back in with that number 16 rougher that I used in the beginning just to blend over my crease and over these shades. I might take just a hair more of my, I don't know if I should take, I might take, just taking just a hair more of the shade that I used in my crease just to do a little extra blending. And I might do that with my outer corner too, just take a little bit more of the shade I used in my outer corner just to really define it. Okay. Going back in with that number 14, I'm just going to take just the tiniest amount of the outer corner shade just so I can add back in that color. That's my eye look. It's like I feel like you can get very quick eye looks out of the Pat McGrath palette. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and go off camera, do the rest of my face, and then I'll see you back for my completed look. Hey guys, I'm back and this is my completed look. I really loved how the eyeshadows performed. I like the shades just because they're my typical mauve. I feel like the crease shades are the typical mauve neutral shades with the exception of this one. This one looks more like a brown, like a deep reddish brown. This one, it's more of a deep reddish brown. But yeah, underneath my eye, I just took the shades that I did in my crease in my outer corner and I put them underneath my eye. And I just put on a Juvia's Place mauve nude lipstick in a mauve moment, I think it's called. And put that on my lips to go with it. And I'll have, if you want to know everything else that's on my face, you can check my description box down below. I'm going to have everything listed there, along with like links that you can click on to go directly to them if you want. I usually post all of my links for Ulta just because they give you the best rewards. They have the best reward system, so if I can, it's going to be an Ulta link. The only one that probably won't be is this one. This will probably either be Pat McGrath because you can use that code Celestial10 to get 10% off the palette if y'all want it, which I think is a good deal, especially since they give you free shipping also, because I got free shipping with it also. So it's definitely going to be a better deal versus purchasing it at Sephora, in my opinion. But yeah, I love how it performed. It's like, to me, it was just like her normal formula. I don't think there was anything off in this formula just because they were giving it to you for cheaper to have all these shades. Because normally it's $125 and then it would be just like these many shades. You would cut off the whole bottom row and it would just be 2 rows and it's $125. So the fact that we're getting so many more shades and it's only $78, I think that's a really good deal if you want to try Pat McGrath. And I feel like you get so many shades in this palette, you really get a chance to try her out. And I feel like it's better to buy this to try Pat McGrath than buy one of her like 6-pan ones, because I think the 6-pan ones are, I want to say they're 60 something dollars, and this is only 78. You get so many more shades you can play with and figure out whether you like her formula or not versus just 6 shades, because I feel like the 6-pan ones are not even as good as this one is. This one really performed good for me. They just blend out so effortlessly, so easily. It might just be the fact that I use natural hair brushes too. I use my Refer natural hair brushes to use them, and that might help out too, but I don't think so. I think it's just the way her formula is. It's a very good formula for me, in my opinion. I cannot wait to do more looks with this palette, mainly because I've been eyeing this like yellow shimmer shade here. It looks so pretty. So I'm going to have to do another look out of this palette and try to use that shade out of the palette and see how it turns out. But I think this would be really good if you want to just throw one of the matte shades in the crease and then go all over the lid with one of these shimmers. I think this is like the perfect palette for that, because you do only get 3 matte shades. Most of them are shimmers, and there's a couple like satin shades in here too, I believe. But yeah, I loved them. And this shade really jumps out at me too. This one, it seems more like a, it's not really a shimmer. It's not a matte. But it looks really pretty. It looks like something you could probably use in your crease too if you want it. It's a satin shade, so you could probably, I feel like in satin shade, I don't mind satin shades. I feel like you can kind of use them like mattes and they'll blend in your crease and everything else too. But here's my look. I'll give you a little bit of a close-up here. But yeah, I love that duochrome pink, purple, the purple and green shade. I think it's just so pretty. It's my favorite. I hate to say that, but it's my favorite. I love it. Yep, that's my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, seeing how the Pat McGrath formula performed out of the Mega palette versus the other ones. I do definitely feel like it was more on par with their $125 ones versus their smaller 6-pan palettes. I feel like it's definitely a step above the 6-pan ones. I know people said that they didn't have the special shades that the $125 ones do, but I honestly feel like they did, because I feel like the shade that I used on my lid here, that's one of her special shades, and this one here too, it's like a pink to gold shift. It's definitely a special shade too. And there's like another one here that's like, I don't even know, it's like a deep purple to gold shift. So I definitely feel like there's special shades in here too. I don't know why people said that. I feel like one of the shades I used was a special shade with the purple to green shift. Definitely very pretty. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up down below. And if you're not already subscribed, I would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. And if you want to be notified of all my future uploads so you never miss any of my videos, you can go ahead and ring the bell that's next to the subscribe button. That way you'll always know when I'm uploading a new video. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.